welcome back to Brickcraft, and I'm back with another two of the Jolly Rogers. This time I'm doing Usopp and Sanji's Jolly Rogers. And for the materials that you'll need for this are the pictures of the Jolly Rogers, of course. I'll be using my cutting mat, and I'll be using some scrap black felt as well as regular black felt. A full sheet of white felt, and a scrap piece of white felt. Also be using some green, brown, and gray colored felt, as well as an X-Acto knife and scissors. I'll be using some head pins, or some pins, a needle, and I'm going to be using white, black, gray, and green string. And the first one I'm going to make is Sanji. So first I'm going to cut the full picture of Sanji out, and then pin that to my black scrap felt and cut that out. Once that's all cut out, I'm going to go ahead and pin the white sections of Sanji's Jolly Roger to the scrap white felt, and I'm going to cut all those pieces out as well. To do Sanji's eye holes and his nose hole and his little eyebrow, I'm going to pin that to some black felt and cut that out, and then sew that to the white circle that I previously cut out of Sanji's head. And then the last thing I need to do cutting wise is pinning the chef's hat and the fork, knife, and the two bottom pieces of the fork and the knife to some gray felt. Cut that out as well. Once all those pieces are cut out, I'm going to go ahead and align them onto the black felt that I cut out first. And once they are all pinned and placed, they are going to be sewed on to that piece of felt. Then the last thing to do is to get some black string and pin and sew the logo onto the flag part. Once I'm finished sewing, I cut this little section of the felt out. It's like a big rectangle, and cut 2 slits and tie that onto a wooden rod that I got at Michael's with all the balsa wood. Now I'm going to work on Usopp's flag. I'm going to go ahead and cut out the actual logo. The part in between the slingshot strings and Usopp's head of the Jolly Roger have to be cut out with an X-Acto knife. Well, you could do them with a pair of scissors, but it would be very difficult, so I use my X-Acto knife to do that. And the next thing I do is pin this logo to a piece of black felt and cut that out. Once again, an X-Acto knife is going to be needed to cut those 3 little sections out between the slingshot and the head. Once that's cut out, you can go ahead and pin your white sections to the white felt and cut those out. The handle of the slingshot and the little, I guess it's like a rock or something of the slingshot, they are in brown, so you'll have to cut those out of your brown felt. And finally, Usopp's slingshot and his bandana, I think it is, or is it a hairnet or something? Whatever, it's green. It will need to be cut out of the green felt. Once everything's cut out, you can go ahead and place it on to the black felt. It's kind of like a puzzle. You need to find where every piece fits. And with this Usopp, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with the face and the lines on his hat. So I will show you what that looks like when I do that. Once everything's all pinned and sewn onto the black felt, you can go ahead and pin that to some tan felt. I forgot to say about this in the beginning. I decided to put Usopp's logo on tan felt because it's closest to the color of what his pants are. His pants are like a brown, but I figured that this would look pretty cool with Usopp's logo. And then I'm going to go ahead and sew the whole way around the logo onto the flag. Now here's what I did differently. Instead of cutting each of the teeth out and sewing them on, because they just kind of like, they move just a little bit and then it just does not look right. I don't know. For me, I like everything to look perfect. I'm a perfectionist. So instead of doing that, I decided to draw on the teeth using a fabric pencil and then use some fabric paint to do the black lines in between for the teeth and do the lines for his hat with the fabric paint as well. And when the fabric paint dries, I just cut out a large rectangle on the side of the flag and cut 2 slits into the remaining pieces and tie those on to a wooden rod. And here's what it looks like when they are complete. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for my Jolly Rogers that I'm going to be making, because my next set is going to be Nami and Chopper, I believe. So stay tuned for that, and I will have that up soon. If you want to see any more videos by me, go ahead and click the link on the wallet right there. It'll take you to my last video. Don't forget to check in the description, because I have a store envy where you can look and see other creations that I've made and purchase them, as well as a Facebook and Instagram.